What's up, YouTube? Back on another video, and this video is going to be entitled The Ultimate Sacrifice. Now, I want you to get you a piece of paper and a pen, take notes, and we're going to be coming from this book right here again called The Science of Self, Volume 1. All right, and this video right here is going to go into we're going to touch upon veganism, being a vegan. Now I'm going to dispel that. I'm going to break that down, debunk that, because a lot of people on here is pushing being a vegan. But I'm going to show you where the problem comes in with that. Okay? Because everything is aware. Everything is conscious. Consciousness means being aware. Okay? So, like I said, grab you a piece of pen and paper, take notes. If I have to make 2 parts of this, I will. Okay, so let's go now. Check this out. So, I'm going to go right here on page 252. Okay? And it says right here that the earth as a super organism. It says plants die so man can eat them. Man dies so plants can eat them. The circle of life. This is all part of the way the carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, and to a lesser extent, the phosphorus cycles of Earth's ecosystem operate. Okay? Now, keep this in mind. It says plants die so man can eat them, and man dies so plants can eat them. So when you die, your body goes back into the dirt. And what consumes you? The soil, the earth, the bugs, the insects. In order for you to live, something has to die. That's facts. Now, let's go back here, right? To show you how all of this stuff is connected. I keep on telling you all, we are all connected, and we are all nothing but chemicals. Now, I want to go here. Okay. So like here, you have here, you can see this. This is the brain cell, and this is the so-called universe, right? You have here the double helix, and you have the so-called nebula. You have here the pupil of an eye, and you have the sun. So you are in a physical body, and when you look out into the sky or into the water or into nature, you're looking at yourself without a body. Because what is it saying? What does that saying say? The sky is the limit. Let's keep on going. So, you have here. So, if somebody presented this picture to you, would this be a tree, lightning, or a blood vessel? Because when you look at your hand, you have blood vessels, right? You have blood vessels. Give me 1 second. Okay. So you have blood vessels. And here's a close-up picture. Close-up of fractal structure in blood vessels. Now, don't these pictures look like branches off a tree? But this is a picture of a picture of blood vessels. Okay? Now, let's keep on going. So, right here, in this section right here, remember the song that Rihanna made, Diamonds Are Forever? Why do you think she made that song? So, in this section right here, it says that diamonds are us forever. The main constituent of diamonds is carbon, but even chemically, quote, pure carbon is technically contaminated by light carbon, or C12, an isotope used by living organisms. The high C12 content of some diamonds suggests that they have an organic origin. These jewels may have started out as the prehistoric single-cell organisms. Give me 1 second. Single-cell organisms that live around hypodermal vents, which heat and pressure converted into egolithic diamonds. It says that diamond on your ear might be the product of a billion-year-old single-cell organisms, or it could have come from carbon that came from the breakdown of some plant or animal that died in the Carboniferous period 350 million years ago. Companies like Life Gem can now produce diamonds from the ashes of your deceased loved ones. But perhaps all diamonds come from one of our ancestors. You see that? So when you die, they take your organs out, they grind them down, and you have diamonds. Because we are made up of chemicals. When you look at the periodic table chart, the scientific chart, that's what you're made of. Chemicals. You're walking chemicals. Now, we're gonna go here, and condolences goes out to Kobe Bryant and his family. He had passed away today. He and his daughter. Okay. Condolences to him and his family. All right. We're going here to so when you type in carbon, chemical element, right? And what do you have? It says carbon to the left and diamond to the right. Okay? It says carbon is the second most abundant element in the human body by mass, about 18.5% after oxygen. Okay, you're made up of chemicals. Let's keep on going. Now, we're gonna go right here. Okay, I showed that picture already. Okay, so we're gonna go right here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I showed this picture already before. You have the brain cell, the universe, the double helix, the nebula, the pupil of an eye, and the sun. Now, We're gonna go right here. Okay. I want this part right here. Then we're gonna break down this. We're gonna debunk that whole, oh, everybody needs to go vegan. And if you don't go vegan, the earth is gonna destroy you. Come on, man, that's bullshit. People are making this going veganism. They're making this shit out to be a goddamn religion. Now, let's see. Like I said, if I have to make 2 parts of this, I will. I'm looking for a section here real quick. Okay, so I want to read right here. A quick note on the aura. It says, keeping things as simple as possible for now. Everything in this universe is a form of energy. Energy, even matter. It's all just moving at different frequencies. All of these different frequencies occur along what's known as the electromagnetic spectrum. This spectrum covers all the wavelengths from radio waves to gamma rays, with the rainbow of the visible light spectrum taking up only a small space in the center. It says we'll get to all those different forms of energy at one point in another in this book, but let's just talk about the electromagnetic spectrum in general. It says, you see, we live in an electromagnetic universe. Some things have a stronger electromagnetic field than others. What people typically call the aura is the electromagnetic field that surrounds the human body. What people typically call the chakras are energy centers within the human body. Are these things visible to the human eye? Not likely. Some people may claim to be able to pick up on the fields of energy emitted by the human body, but our eyes just are not designed to pick up that end of the spectrum. Maybe if you were a bird or something, but not humans. Does that mean it's not real? There is certainly an electromagnetic field to the human body, and to many of the anatomical locations identified with the chakras or energies, particularly the brain. But anyone telling you they can see it is either saying they can, quote, feel it with some extra sensory perception, or they're just selling you their vision. Now let's keep on going here. Right? Now we're going to go here to, I want to read this to you. A quick note on breatharianism. Breatharianism is supposed to be a lifestyle where one does not eat or drink and only needs air to live. A variation is that we only need, it says a variation is that we only need to gaze into the sun to live. This is another example of European tomfoolery seeping into the consciousness of the original people via internet. As you have seen, one of the fundamental properties of life is that it must consume and convert energy via metabolism and nutrition. If it was meant to be another way, our bodies and the organic chemistry of all other life will be organized another way. There is nothing wrong with eating or drinking. That's nature. In the 19th century, Indian yogis practiced a life of asceticism, where they rarely ate, drank, or sleep, and they encountered European visitors who were enamored by their amazing abilities. These Europeans developed mystical conceptions of these holy men, and some of these holy men weren't so holy, seeing an opportunity for fame and profit. Some of them put on shows that made them seem more mystical than they were. The reports back to Europe and America exaggerated things even further. Since that time, holy men of various nationalities have announced various superhuman abilities, most of which are not traditional facets of their cultures to begin with. If you check out the Wikipedia article on breatharians, the frequency by which they are caught eating cheeseburgers and whatnot is hilarious. One of them, a white woman who renamed herself Jamuhian, could not last more than a day without food, even though 60 Minutes was filming her. Okay, so if we can swap out this breatharianism for veganism or vegetarianism, eating just fruits and vegetables or plants, or taking the plants, talking about the grassroots movement, and grinding it down into a smoothie. Now, the problem comes in. This is where the problem comes in. Because you have people all around the world that's allergic to certain foods. Plant is a food. Plant has a conscience. So in your Bible, God says thou shalt not kill. Not some things, all things. Okay? Now remember, God in the Bible, what we call God, this consciousness or energy, is not saying this. The consciousness or energy is what evolved into it evolved into man. So man is speaking for consciousness, because God and consciousness and man are one and the same. Okay? Now, the problem with this veganism bullshit, I'm not against anyone who's going vegan, but don't force that shit on somebody else, saying, oh, if you don't go vegan, Mother Earth is going to destroy you unless all this shit. That's another form of mind control. That's another form of a religion. Okay? Now, certain plants have certain chemicals, give off certain toxic, right? So you have people that's allergic to certain foods. So what if somebody eats a certain plant and it becomes sick? That becomes an allergic reaction. So when you go strictly vegan and you stop eating meat, it's nothing but a detox. You're detoxing yourself. It's a form of detoxification. Okay? So, I can take myself for an example. I don't have to go strictly vegan to so-called purify myself or to get rid of the toxics. Did you know that when you come down with a stomach virus, your stomach virus can last for probably 3 to 4 days, and your body is rejecting foods because it doesn't want to eat anything, right? And the most you can do is drink liquids because your body has to get back into the mode of eating. But for that duration of time, by you having a stomach virus, you don't want anything to eat. So now that's a form of detoxification. You're detoxing yourself, right? And when you have bowel movements, majority of the time your bowel movements are solid. But when you become sick, now you have runny bowels because you're going through a form of detoxing, right? Now, the thing with this veganism with this vegan stuff, okay? You were not born. When you come out of your mother's womb, you do not know anything. You are born without knowing. So everything starts off with a thought form. So in order for you to know about veganism or becoming a vegetarian or eating straight fruits, eating nothing but fruits and vegetables, a thought had to be planted into your mind. Okay? Now let's just say that I'm a strictly meat eater. And somebody comes up to me and says, hey, I'm a vegetarian. You should stop eating meat. You know what I'm saying? And you say if you eat these fruits and vegetables, it's going to be beneficial to your body. But certain meats give you protein and nutrients that you need for your body. Okay? So it goes hand in hand. So when you eat the plants that come out of the ground, those plants are alive. So you're eating something that has a conscience. So in order for you to live, something has to die. That's facts. So give me 1 second. I want to show you this real quick. So stop letting people put this form of fear into you, saying, oh, if you don't go vegan, this is going to happen to you. That is going to happen to you. Conscious community is pushing that very, very hard. Very, very strong. People have come on my channel and ask me, are you a vegan? Are you a vegetarian? No, I'm not a vegetarian. I know what it's like to eat vegetables. Because when you eat the vegetables, fruits and vegetables, you have to eat it. Your teeth is going to grind it down, and your stomach is going to the acid in your stomach is going to dissolve it. Okay, you need certain food. There's certain food that's acidic. Right now, before I run out of time, I want to show you this. So for all of you talking about this vegan stuff, listen to this. Let me turn this off. Now these people hooked this machine up to these plants. How is it? So I thought plants are supposed to be dead. How are plants giving off sound? You're eating something that's alive. So whether you eat meat or you eat plants, fruits or vegetables, all of that stuff has a conscience. All of that stuff has awareness. It's alive. You're killing something that's alive. When you cut the grass in your lawn, and when you cut the grass in your yard, you're killing something that's alive. When you cut the trees down in the forest, you're killing something that's alive because the trees give off oxygen. Listen to this. Now, how do you go debunk this shit? For people that subscribe to my channel who are vegans, don't get pissed off at me. I'm showing you straight facts and proof and evidence that everything that you see that's on the face of this earth, it has a conscience. It's alive. So who gives you the right to say, stop eating meat and go straight vegan? Well, guess what? You're eating something that's alive. Plants are have an awareness, have a conscience. You're killing it. When you take the plants out of the ground, however they do that shit, when you go into the stores and you buy the fruits and vegetables and you put the shit in a blender and you grind it up and you make it into a smoothie, guess what? You're eating something that was alive. Listen to this. This device records plants. They got a device that records plants that gives off sounds. And it sounds, it gives off sound. How's that possible? Explain that. Everything is alive. It has a conscience. It has a conscience. So it doesn't matter if you eat plants or meat, you're still eating something that's alive. Because in order for you to live, something has to die. So when you die, your body goes back into the earth from where it came. Most of the elements, it came from the earth. And the earth feeds back on your body. It goes back into the soil in order for the bugs to eat it. Because when you plant a seed in the ground, in the dirt, the sun gives off light and converts that light into energy. And then you have the clouds from the rain. You have the rain clouds. It has to fertilize the soil in order for it to come to life. In order for it to live. So when you pluck those plants out of the ground, or you plant your crops, you have to wash those vegetables and plants off very thoroughly, or else you have bugs that's on the plants. And if you don't wash the plants off thoroughly or the vegetables off thoroughly, you consume that stuff, you have insects that's inside of you. Now, let's read this one more time. In order for you to live, something has to die. They say that we are nothing but stardust. What happened to the stars? The stars had to die in order for you to live. This is facts. Stop letting these people come in here and fool your ass, getting you, they're thinking for you. Think for your goddamn self. Tell me if you don't become a vegan, Mother Earth gonna kill you. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. These people is turning this shit into a goddamn religion. Now, when you look at this chart, this is the zygotes. All organisms start off as a zygote. A dividing zygote, implantation, and gastrulation, right? You have the sperm and the egg, right? How does the sperm know where to go when you plant the seed? When you impregnate the woman, the sperm cells are alive. They have a conscience. How do they know where to go to impregnate the woman's cell, to impregnate the woman's eggs? Right? So it starts off as this. It's going through an evolutionary process, right? And then it starts evolving into something. So you start off as one. Here is the progressional stages. I've taught on this before, right? Ears, brains, right? And then this is the final stage, full term. You have the fetal period into weeks, right? The external genitalia, teeth, the eyes, the heart, right? So let's read it one more time. Now, how are you gonna debunk this? So you have right here, strings on our fingers. Let's go right here and read this real quick. The spiral found in the human fingerprint is the same spiral found everywhere throughout nature, from a common shell to the shape of our galaxy. The human brain cell is structured almost exactly like the structure of our universe. The Earth's surface is 75% water. The human body is 75% water, and the human brain is 75% water. And just as the most powerful natural forces on the earth and in the universe evolve electricity and magnetism, your body has its own magnetic field, and your brain operates using electricity. Melanin, the chemical substance that gives your skin color, is present in the brain. Neuromelanin. Now, with that being said, peace. I'll see you in the next one.